there are two ways to respond to health problems. Okay, there's the quick fix approach, and then there's the address underlying issues. The quick fix approach would be like you're constipated, you take a laxative. You have acid reflux, you take an acid blocker. You can't lose weight, so you go on semaglutide or phentermine. You have a skin issue, you put a cream on the skin. You have histamine intolerances, you take antihistamines or something like that, right? So it's just the big one, food avoidance. Like gluten causes you issues, you just avoid the gluten. Dairy causes issues, you just avoid dairy. The problem with these things is if you don't address the underlying problems and you continue to just stay on the Band-Aids, at least from what we see, issues seem to compound. So a person goes from just being intolerant to gluten to being intolerant to gluten and then dairy and then gluten, dairy, and then something else and something else and something else. So while I'm not opposed to people avoiding gluten if they want to, that's totally fine. It's the acceptance of the food intolerances and not addressing them would be our concern. Okay, so what is the underlying causes of gut problems? Well, believe it or not, there's a sequence, and then off of that sequence, you get all these you have tons and tons of different problems. So here's the sequence. Something causes an imbalance. And there's literally hundreds of things that can cause an imbalance in the gut, and I'm not going to get into all of them, but there's a lot of them. So an imbalance in the gut causes increased intestinal permeability, also called metabolic endotoxemia or leaky gut. That allows toxins like LPS, like lipopolysaccharides and whatnot, to go into the rest of the system. You end up with a translocation of bacteria into the liver, pancreas, kidneys. You end up with low-grade systemic inflammation. You end up with an immune system that malfunctions. That's the sequence, okay? And through that process and through that mechanism, you end up with a lot of different problems. For some people, a person may end up with autoimmune issues like celiac. Some people may end up with skin issues. They may end up with struggles with weight. They may end up with brain fog. And it's because the gut is connected to all of it, right? So you have the gut-brain axis, you have the gut-liver axis, you have the gut-pancreas axis, you have the gut-skin axis. The gut's connected to all of it. So when the gut's imbalanced, and then that imbalance is allowed to be shared throughout the rest of the body, you end up with problems. There you go. So believe it or not, from our perspective, the reason that we all share different, let's say, symptoms of the same underlying problems is because we all have different chinks in our armor. So, this is the opinion of Phil based off of the research we've been able to find, and because I'm trying to play safe. So, let's take celiac disease, okay? So celiac disease, well, a lot of people say it's a genetic issue. And while there are two genes that make people susceptible to celiac, and the problem is that 30 to 40% of people have these two genes, and only 2% of people actually end up with celiac. Why? Well, from our suggestion and from what we can guessing, suggestions, whatever the lightest way I can say this is that sequence of events of imbalances, increased intestinal permeability, inflammatory issues, an overactive immune system, low production of short-chain fatty acids and stuff like that, that would then make a person who then had those genes be then susceptible to celiac. We wouldn't necessarily say that the genes are what caused everything. We would just say that those genes, which do show up in people with celiac, were like the last trigger, okay? There are certain issues that happen more to women than men, and certain issues that happen more to men than women. And being susceptible to those things, like in Hashimoto's, women are more susceptible to it. You would have a sequence of those issues, and then on top of that, that would be the chink in your armor, and then you would end up with Hashimoto's, right? So some people end up with allergies and asthma, and some people end up with psoriasis. It's the same underlying causes, right? So if you're trying to address those problems, you're going to want to, and when I say address those problems, obviously, like my wife has Hashimoto's, she's not going to cure Hashimoto's. Not only do I not think you can say that, I don't know that it's possible, but can you put it in remission? My wife's is in remission. She eats gluten. Her hair grows again. She doesn't have the brain fog or the joint aches. So hers is in remission. And she has to maintain gut health, but she does really well. So from our perspective, like in my case with allergies and with food allergies, like I had hay fever forever, and that was a miserable bugger. And I hated food allergies because I like food. So watermelon, carrots, bananas, and nuts caused me to have allergies. I'd have throat would swell up and get super itchy and then cause skin issues and stuff like that and headaches. And I don't have those issues anymore. So I'm not saying that works the same for everybody, but I know when I got my gut cleaned up, all of those things kind of went down. My wife noticed when she got her gut cleaned up, her brain fog went away, okay? Here's the catch with the second option, which is to address underlying issues. Addressing underlying issues takes time. There's your downside. It takes time, it takes consistency, and it takes focus. And that's tough for a lot of people. And that's just the truth. So isn't it interesting, like as an example, like a person can gain weight super fast. Like you can gain weight and it's really tough to lose weight, right? Like, and then you can break something or hurt something that fast. You can tear a quad, you can strain a calf, you can roll an ankle, you can break a collarbone, you can cause all sorts of stuff like that fast. But it takes time to get better. Like my last shoulder surgery took, I think, 6 months to recover. So while you can hammer it fast, it does take time to get better. Same thing would apply to gut health, okay? You can totally muck up your gut like super fast. Double back-to-back rounds of antibiotics, a bad cold flu, COVID, heavy stress with a really poor diet. I mean, there's a whole bunch of things that can cause this sequence of events that would cause an unraveling of your health. And while that may have happened quickly, getting back on track, unfortunately, may take a little time. So you're going to have to be aware of that. Last, be mindful. There's a big damn difference between helping clean up the gut and like really helping clean up the gut. Supplement companies, all of the supplement companies, the structure functional claims are the same. May support the immune system, may promote immune health, promotes gut barrier integrity, type stuff like that. They're all the same structure functional claims, but the ingredients, the doses, the protocols, they may one may actually help the gut barrier like 1%, and one option protocol product may help the gut barrier by 99%. But the structure functional claim and the statement of what it can do is exactly the same. And that is just the legal situation that we're in, because so many people sell just garbage, and so we all are stuck to these rules of what we're allowed to say. But that being said, just be mindful of that. If you want to address underlying issues, that's the sequence of things that you're trying to address. Imbalances, completely, all of them, bacterial, fungal is candida, mold, viral. You're trying to clean up all of it, parasites, all of it, okay? And you want to do it completely, and you want to go from the stomach all the way down. So imbalances, you want to hit the lining of the digestive system. And I've been saying gut barrier. Most of the time that's considered the intestinal lining. We suggest all the way down. That's just our suggestion. We suggest the mucus layer, mucosal layer, and epithelial layers. We like to hit the whole damn thing, okay? Decreasing inflammation. You sort of have to that's something you just need to do, right? Like you can't kind of do it. You pretty much have to plug the hole and turn the damn thing off. And then that in turn would decrease immune activation, okay? So detox, build the gut barrier. When I say detox, I literally legitimately mean detox. So, and then the consequence of that is your inflammatory issues and your immune system overreaction problems go down. And hopefully the outcome of that would be the skin issues would go away, it'd be easier to lose weight, brain fog would go away, anxiety, depression would calm down. I'm not telling anybody they should jump off of antidepressants or anything like that. I did not say that, because I cannot legally say that. But you would be able to start functioning better again, and energy levels would improve, and that's kind of what we would suggest. I hope this answers the questions. Silver fern, we like to know what causes issues, and we like to address the underlying problems of issues. Okay, so that's our approach. I wish it was everybody's approach, but it may not be. So thanks. Bye.